So it turns out there is an anti-piracy software out there that pirates fear, according to a Reddit post, and that's according to an article that I just read. Yeah, you gotta, take these things with a grain of salt. Anytime you see an article that was written because of a Reddit post, it's not like something huge just happened, the world just changed, but it's something new that I just found out. So if you're like me, you didn't know what Denuvo is, or actually, no, it's a U, Denuvo. See, I'm learning the word. Yeah, essentially this has been around since 2014, so it is 11 years old, and the thing with this software is that it is apparently pretty strong. Now, this is, of course, coming from a guy that just found out about the software. I haven't done my research on it or anything, and I don't know much about anti-piracy software, like the specifics of it, but this is an article from The Gamer right here, again, that's about a Reddit post, or like a whole series of Reddit posts in this piracy subreddit, but that is this article right here. So Denuvo 1, that is what the quote is. Pirates apparently admit that anti-piracy software is doing exactly what it is supposed to do, and I feel like we don't see stories like this a lot, because it seems like these days games can get cracked in a blink of an eye, but maybe it's because I focus a lot on like Nintendo games when stuff like this happens. Like, these games can be pirated before they even come out, it's crazy. But Denuvo is one of those things where it's a lot heavier of a software, it's an always online software, and that is why it actually does seem like this software does get criticized a fair bit of the time, but apparently it is doing its job right. So this is referencing Borderlands 4 that just came out. Apparently that game is protected by Denuvo. So this is from the article right here. Apologies for that censor there. I just never want to come off like I'm promoting any kind of piracy, because of course I am not. You should not pirate. So I did censor out the actual name of this subreddit, but it does say that with this subreddit, in it, one gamer pondered the question, so Denuvo 1. So they noted that it has apparently been 2 years since a Denuvo game was cracked, meaning that the anti-piracy software is doing its job just fine. And they reference the post right here, and again, I have censored it quite a bit, but yeah, that seems to be a bit of the sentiment here from some of the pirates. And somebody did note that it's not like Denuvo 1. It's not impossible to crack these games, but rather it takes a special level of reverse engineering knowledge to crack them that some people might find too risky to even put their identity next to a crack. So it says either way you shake it, it is clear that the technology, although expensive for devs and publishers, is clearly doing what it is intended for. And if you didn't know, I should have mentioned it in the start, but when you crack a game, that basically means that you can pirate it. When you crack it, you basically have the code to the game, and that means that you can play it, or at least most parts of it. And that would mean that if the people that crack it share it with other people, then yeah, people could just play it for free. They wouldn't pay for it. So obviously game publishers and game developers, they want to protect their game from that. But yeah, they talk about how the Denuvo, it is very good apparently, but like it's not 100% effective. Now it looks like when Denuvo came out, this was really something that people said like games are now going to be uncrackable, but eventually some people found methods on how to crack it, and I think it's probably different for every game, so you can't just apply that same method to every single game that has Denuvo. Now what's interesting is that as I have looked it up, there are a few examples of some games that have been cracked by Denuvo. So here are 5 games that I found that came out between 2016 and 2017 that were cracked, and they were protected apparently from Denuvo. I also feel with a story like this, it's definitely fair to talk about this side of things. I don't want people to think that I'm like being paid by Denuvo or something like that to talk positively about them, because of course there's two sides to everything, and from what it sounds like, they're not 100% effective, but apparently they are very effective. But here's some games. Again, these are 5 games that all came out between 2016 and 2017. So this is Rise the Tomb Raider. From what I'm seeing here, this was cracked 7 months after it came out. The next one is Doom, the 2016 Doom. So this was cracked 3 to 4 months after it came out. There was also Assassin's Creed Origins. That was cracked after 3 months. Then these last 2 are insane. Resident Evil 7 apparently was cracked within 5 days of its release. And finally, Middle-earth: Shadow of War was cracked in under 24 hours. Again, all 5 of these games, from what I am seeing, had Denuvo anti-cheat. So with that, I am quite surprised that a game has not been cracked that has been protected by Denuvo for over 2 years now. Maybe 2016, 2017, that was just a couple years after they launched. So maybe nowadays they have made a lot of upgrades. I mean, it's not like they're going to have the exact same software today that they did 9 or 10 years ago. So with a big game like Borderlands 4 having that kind of anti-piracy, that definitely is good. Of course, as long as it can hold up and as long as people cannot find methods into it. But as I said, even when this software is successful, some people who are not even pirates, they're just regular gamers, they don't want their game to have Denuvo because apparently it causes a bit of bloat on the game. It can really mess with the frame rate, the performance, stuff like that, because it's just such a heavy software. But in a lot of cases, it may be worth it, especially with a game as big as Borderlands 4 and other games that come out in the near future that are protected by this software. We will just have to wait and see how effective it remains to be.